far? Can I make it without dying this time? I am right on the edge, so probably not that far. Things seem to be going well so far. We are following up on Angela sending us that balloonogram earlier. We're gonna go back to our ship, fly to the next planet. But there's also one more thing we can do here. So we're gonna see what that is. I don't remember if it's integral to the story or if it's just kind of an extra thing. Like I said in a much earlier episode, this part of the game is a little bit hazy to me because although I played through this game, I'm not sure, upward of 7 times? Somewhere around there. This part of the game was the part that was the most difficult for me to get to as a kid. And because of that, I didn't play through this one as many times. So, yeah. I don't really remember what happens here. Or on the next planet for that matter. I just know that it's going to be a little bit familiar. The next planet. And it's Angela's home world. Infiltrator puzzle over here. Luckily they can't get me through that force field. Off to a great start! Nice. We managed. Alright. Become sheep. I guess it's just an attitude change more than anything. Oh, whoa, these guys. I think rocket tube might be better. 4 rockets. They just fly out of nowhere. There's a lot of loading in and loading out happening. I'm not sure if that's because of the emulator, but I don't remember it being like that in the original game, so I think I just have to look up some optimization settings for this game and maybe that'll fix these issues. Oh, everybody over here. Man, they do 1.75. Well, I mean, okay, they do 7. They do 7 little nanotech pieces of damage. That's pretty rough. We really gotta upgrade our armor at some point. Let's sheepinate these guys. They're too slow. They can't do anything to us. Not much of a threat. But when they do bite, it's like, yikes. Sadly. Alright, little item over here. Okay. Hypnomatic. Alright, I guess. I guess it made it back from the last game, but it looks a little bit different. And like in the last game, it's going to give us a slight discount at the vendors. I would have said let's wait to get that, if I remember that it existed in this game. But honestly, this weapon is very important, so it's okay that we didn't wait. But the rest of them, the ones that are over 100,000, not dollars, bolts, this will help us get them. It's a little bit of an extra motivation to get them in the first place. Oh, my bad. So we actually don't get the Hypnomatic yet. Oh, I see. Okay, never mind. The Hypnomatic is something completely different in this game. It's a gadget. See, I don't remember that at all. I wonder if it made you collect it every time, too. Because that would have definitely been a factor that made me not want to replay the game. Because you should, ideally, just have everything that you collected in the previous playthrough. That's actually something that makes it harder for me to play serial RPGs, too. Because in serial RPGs, like, there's more than one game in the series, right? And there's almost always something between the first game and the next game that causes you to go back to level 1, lose all of your equipment, and everything that you collected. And I hated that in a lot of games. Like, let me think. Like Final Fantasy XIII. In Final Fantasy XIII, supposedly, your characters are getting stronger in each proceeding game because they now have, like, godlike abilities. However, that's not at all the case that's reflected. Okay, I think we have to go there. Whoa, that is a distance. Look, there's even a platform all the way out there. We can't go there, I think. Anyways, so something between 13 and 13 Part 2, and then Lightning Returns. Something between each of those games results in you losing everything that you've achieved in the previous games. And I understand it is done so that they can make each game kind of stand alone. But at the same time, it's like, why play the first one then? I mean, yeah, so I can know the story, but everything that I get in the first game is just going to be forgotten. So then, if I'm waiting until they're all out, what's even the point of playing the older ones? Hey, Editor GG here. So to clarify, the difference that I'm drawing between this game and games like Final Fantasy is that even though they're both serial titles, the gameplay in games like Final Fantasy is centered around spending time grinding, and games like this, the grinding happens naturally during the story progression. Now that we cleared that up, back to the game. But yeah, that's just my 2 cents. It's probably not how everybody feels about it. And I understand that not everybody waits for all of the games in a series to come out like I do, usually. Sometimes I can't wait, and in those cases, yeah, I'm guilty of it too. It's always been something that kept me from investing in game series, especially RPGs, because RPGs take a lot of work. They're not always grindy work, but they do emphasize repetitive game mechanics a lot of the time. In one that's more skill-based, it's not that big of an issue. Like I said, I was playing through Rebirth. I put a lot of hours into that game so far. And needless to say, I am enjoying it quite a lot. Oh, I can't go to that one. I don't know why I went there. Hope that was a continue point. Well, shoot. Skip. Alright, real quick before we cut back in where we were, yeah, Plasma Storm leveled up from Plasma Coil, and this is going to make the game a lot easier, especially since we got 15 of them. That's more than we need. Look at that. It's overpowered, in my opinion. We are back where we were. So what I was trying to do is get a Platinum Bolt but I forgot that the platinum bolt was actually over there, I think. Yeah, that one right there, the one that stopped. So, yeah. We're not going to worry about that anymore. Back to the game. We've had a mini rocket tube for a while now. It hasn't leveled up. Anyways, yeah, I was talking about Final Fantasy Rebirth, right? Again. I've been playing it a lot in my free time, and I spent a lot of extra time on Remake, leveling up and getting everything, like all the achievements and the, well, trophies. Getting all of the items maxed out and everything in anticipation for Rebirth. And then Rebirth came out, and they did that thing where all your efforts in the previous game, yeah, don't worry about it. It doesn't amount to anything. Sorry, bro. And I was like, oh man, like, why did I spend all that time doing extra stuff? It just kind of makes you feel empty. Like, why did I play this game so intently? So yeah, in general, not a big fan of it when games do that. And that was my one real criticism of the transition that happened from Rebirth to Remake. I mean, Remake to Rebirth. No! On with the show. So Rebirth, I had my gripes. However, Rebirth is also a little bit more skill-based than it is about grinding, and I appreciate that. And so when I had to restart from the beginning, I actually wasn't as upset about it. So yeah, I mean, I was still kind of down about it, but in the end, it was kind of fun to continue on the skill journey. And so it wasn't as bad as it could have been. Plus there were new mechanics to learn in Rebirth, which made it a little bit fresher. And yeah, I wonder how they're going to do that with the next installment.
Go ahead. You'd be doing me a favor. So.
Oh, sorry. It's just, I thought you were one of them.
Dear, dear, what I'd give for even an ounce of their feral ignorance.
A burden often accompanies self-awareness, sir.
Living with the abject savagery of one's own kith and kin is quite more than one can bear sometimes. No, the torment of it all.
I understand. I, too, am of a series designed to destroy.
Oh. In that case, I have something that may interest you. But may I first humbly request a meager few bolts for food?
A meager amount of bolts for food, he says. I think this guy might be swindling us, but we gotta make progress.
Lovely long time since I've eaten.
Oh.
This is Darla Gratch reporting live from Algon City, where Protopet Mania is in full swing. For those who've spent the past week in hypersleep, the Protopet is Megacorp's wildly popular bioengineered pet. Adorable, non-allergenic, and housebroken, fans of the creature have dubbed it the perfect companion. Between the Protopet's surprisingly low price tag and its lightning-fast breeding cycle, there may soon be more than enough Protopets for everyone. Darla Gratch, Channel 64 News.
The entire population of that planet will be devoured.
Unless we get there in time.
Okay, Hero Ratchet. And okay, I guess that guy wasn't swindling us. I guess he just eats bolts. 40,000 bolts must be a very easy snack for him. Alright, so now we got 2 new cities. Not cities. 2 new planets. Tundor Wastes of Grelbin and Algon City of Damicel. I wonder if it'll still be there when we get there, or it'll be all gone. Anyways, let's go to Tundor Wastes. And I think we're nearing the tail end of the game now. What are we on? I think we're on episode 12 at this point. It's going a little bit faster than I thought it would. Probably because they give us a little bit more to work with in terms of the types of weapons that we have available. Any new weapons? Nope. Just the usual. Okay. Well, let's see here. We can go down into the wastes. Kind of a similar layout like the desert, if you've noticed. Or we can go around this way. And then there's something over here as well. Okay. Well, let's go this way first. The linear path. Oh, that's right. Can't go this way yet. I need the hypnomatic for this. So remember in the last game where we became an imposter among the other robots? Well, in this one, the hypnomatic allows you to literally become the imposter among the robots. And yeah. It's gonna pop out of here. I wonder. Oh! I forgot about these guys. They are very strong. Oh, and there's so many of them! Oh my god. Okay. My dog just came up behind me. She is just sitting there. Just chilling. She ate all of her food today. I'm very proud. Today may be a 2 bowls of food kind of day. Normally, she will only eat 1. Alright, what does this guy want?
Oh, man! It won't budge.
Violence is not the answer.
Can you move this rock, sir?
I am able.
And?
Patience, young one. For the rock to move, the forces of the universe must align.
So, can we make these forces align a little faster?
Ah, yes. The holistic resonance of moonstones may yet guide these wayward forces.
Okay. 9 more moonstones. Okay. We got 1. It's a little bit tough to get these moonstones, but like, these guys are so strong. They take so many shots. Yeah, and the Sheepinator is useless against them. Do you have any other weapons we can level up? Not really, huh? Oh, well, this helps. Yeah, no, I want to get more rockets. That guy's so funny, though. He's so chill. Whoa. Yeah, I might just let these guys kill me. I'm just gonna collect as many moonstones as I can. They're a little bit more detailed than those crystals we were collecting earlier. They look very aesthetically pleasing. Oh my god! Wow! Oh my god, and a dragon. Okay. Wait, why did it continue us in here? Let's find some more moonstones. Hopefully not get absolutely demolished in the process. Whoa. Whoa. And what is the camera doing? Oh my god. What? Oh my god. I can't even see what's going on right now. How much health does this guy have? Can I not lock on? I can't lock on. Oh, good, we got him. He barely gave us any experience.
UAV recon standing by.
That's great. I guess because there's so many of them on this planet that they're like, yeah, just good luck. You'll get experience. Don't worry about it. I feel like at this point they also expect us to have some like real endgame weapons, and that's not really the case for us because a lot of the endgame weapons are quite expensive. Come to me, Moonstone! Oh my god. Why does it shoot so far? Why does it shoot so far? Oh man, I hear them behind us. Oh my god. Can this blow them up? Nope. Great. Okay, well, we're almost done evolving this weapon. Mini rocket tube. Let's give it one more shot. I'm sure we can do this. Stop! Stop! Oh my god, they keep getting in my way. And they keep chasing after me too. This is so bad. How did I do this when I was little? The mini nuke doesn't even do enough damage. These guys on challenge mode make it truly a challenge. And like, this guy just by himself is enough of a challenge. Look how tanky! Takes... I wasn't counting. It was about 10 rockets. Oh man, there's so many. Oh man, there's so many. Oh man, there's so many. Let's throw down some of these. These boys will defend us. Except they're not even targeting the dragon that's right in front of them. What's going on? Oh my god, it's so strong! Even this weapon, it takes like 4 shots. This is absolute insanity. No, stay away. Oh my god. 5, 6 shots. I'm setting myself up so good, and I mean, I hate it, but sorry, that's my humor. Oh my god. I think they are specifically supposed to keep you from charge booting across the entire waste. Okay, well, let's go back to this guy and get our stone moved. That sounds horrible.
Oh, yes. Your arrival with the Moonstones is most fortuitous, for it is in this very moment that I am able to move the rock.
Gee, what a coincidence.
Thank you, sir. That was most helpful.
Your gratitude is comforting, child. I have also found a piece of something called a hypnomatic. You may have it in exchange for more Moonstones.
Wait, I thought you had no need for material possessions.
Please, do not lay your burdens upon me now. I am weary from lifting the rock, and I must rest.
Okay. We gotta find 12 more moonstones for that part. But for now, we can go in the mine shaft, and this will probably help us get access to that area that we couldn't access. Where we can get beat up by even more of these crazy monsters that, like... My god, like, the difficulty spike, it happened. Oh, alright. Whoa, okay. These areas where you need to glide downward are my biggest anxiety of this this part of the game. Oh, thank goodness. Megacorp is here. What a lovely corporation helping us out in our time of need. Ironic. They're causing the problem and solving it, I guess? But you know what? I guess that's their prerogative in the end, isn't it? Their prerogative is just to make money. So if they make that money by destroying an entire population, they still made money, right? Whoa, whoa, whoa. They can shoot. They're pretty strong for little robots. I'm just afraid they're gonna, like, hit me while I'm operating the spider bot. I tried. If I tried, I could come up with something better. Oh, man. Oh, man. Okay, well, that was a sloppy attempt. Let's just go back to leveling this up. These guys are so strong. They're so small, but why are they built so beefy? They even flex when they shoot. Like, who made these? Beefcake nerd robot designers. Oh man, I thought we would be able to level it up in that time. And no ammo crates to be found, so sucks to be us. And still no ammo to be found. That's rough. Oh well. Open the door. Such a tiny button. It's almost as if it was designed for a little hypnotic robot. Which drives me to believe that... Whoa, whoa, what? We missed out on a few. Can we just skip straight to this one? That would be pretty cool. I've never waited with buying armor before. That's pretty expensive, though. And that looks pretty cool. That makes us look like a robot. I remember that was, kind of the, I don't know how I did that. I remember that was the poster look for Ratchet and Clank in this one. Ratchet was in his Carbonox armor, and Clank was standing right next to him, and looked pretty good. And then if you ever get tired of looking at Ratchet looking like a robot, then you can just put him in the tux. Let's brave the wastes one more time and see what we can do. This weapon's about to level up, so that's good. Let's prepare a little bit first. Let me put a better weapon on the quick select. Maybe that'll help. Okay, I'm not even gonna bother with those guys. Save your ammo, boys. We're going for some bigger fish. And by fish, I mean ice. Oh man, if only the camera stopped doing this! That would be really, really cool. If the camera just focused on something. strafing doesn't really help if the camera's going all over the place behind you. I burned through all my ammo and it didn't level up. I killed so many guys. Maybe that was all the Killanoids. The robot boys. They're called Killanoids, not Synthanoids. Oh, there we go. Alright. It's gonna be stronger now, too. That's great. But it has the same amount of armor. Yeah, see, look at that. 2 rockets now. 2 rockets, 1 kill. And another cool thing that we can do is die. Apparently. Another cool thing we can do is charge it up. And that shoots 4 rounds. And they detonate very soon after being launched. Okay, whatever. Yeah, so maybe we'll just like swap between this one and that one. And I should have replenished my Synthanoids, but whatever. That's cool. That's cool. No more dragon to haunt us. Let's get the, no, synth boys out here. Faster. I think these boys do more damage than I gave them credit for. Interesting. I may want to keep them active while I'm hunting for dragons. Nice. Nice. Okay, let's make this an episode where I talk aimlessly while I'm hunting for these crystals. I mean, we only have a few minutes left in the episode, but we can drag it on a little bit longer. Why not? This can be a long one. Back on the topic of anime. Yeah, I don't watch a lot of anime, and I never really have been too into it. I did have a period of my life where I was interested in Japanese culture at probably a level that wasn't exactly healthy. And I feel like we've all been at that point at some point in our lives. But the cool thing about having that stage pretty early on is that it still has a chance to branch out into other interests. And that's what happened with me. It started with Japan. And then I realized slowly, there's a lot of really cool cultures happening all throughout the world. And that's where my real taste for discovering new cultures started to happen. And yeah, it started with Japan, and it just kept on going from there. And before I knew it, I was slowly becoming one of the more cultured ones among my group of friends. Got my taste for Japanese culture, slowly branched that out into other avenues. I learned a lot about Vietnamese culture from one of my friends growing up, Chinese culture from just a bunch of my friends in high school, a little bit of other European cultures. I never got a lot of exposure to African culture or Australian or Central Asian. There's so many out there. It's impossible to limit to just a few. Yeah, no, unfortunately, with all of the cultures that are out there, it's really hard to get exposure to all of them. Especially when you live in an area that's whatever majority it may be. Just a majority of one culture kind of drowns out the rest. It's nice when there are like little areas where one culture dominates, because then you can easily expose yourself. Oh my god, it's so chaotic. You can easily expose yourself just by going where those cultures dominate. Like in LA, there's Little Tokyo, Chinatown, Cerritos, they got Little India, they got Little Ethiopia on the cusp of LA, and then you got like neighborhoods where culture dominates, like there's a place called Rolling Heights where Chinese culture pretty much dominates that whole area, and it's really cool because you get a lot of food options that a lot of places aren't brave enough to have, really. So you get to try a lot of food that normally wouldn't be available to you. And like growing up, for example, I lived in a pretty, typical Anglo-Saxon, Protestant-dominated city. And so there wasn't a lot of exposure to anything besides, let's say, your typical suburban cuisines like McDonald's and... oh man, it's so bad. McDonald's, Carl's Jr., Panda Express. And I mean, to be fair, honestly, Panda Express is not that bad. It used to be a lot worse, but it has certainly made strides to better itself. And it's worth it now, I would say. I wouldn't call it culturally significant, but I would call it a taste of what you might experience, in a sense. For what it is, Panda got it pretty close. And you wouldn't know that, really, unless you had some kind of watered-down exposure to something unfamiliar to kind of get you started in the right direction, right? What I'm saying is, trying to have, like, a unique cultural exposure a lot of times is kind of scary for a lot of people because it's unfamiliar, it's new territory, it's not what you grew up knowing as something that you're supposed to do. So then when it comes to stuff like I'm a big fan of beef tendon soup. In general, like tripe soup and stuff like that, it's unmatched, in my opinion. And in Polish cuisine, we have tripe soup, which is also kind of like, if you showed that to a typical American person, they would be like, hello? Are you guys okay over there? Like, you're eating that? But because it was introduced to me by my parents, it was something that I trusted, and when I had it, it was delicious, and it made me want to have it again. And then I started trying more diverse soups, and then when I found out that, like, a lot of Chinese soups are made the same way, or with similar principles in mind, I was like, oh yeah, let me try all of them. And now, whenever we go to like a ramen place with my friends or something, I'm always ordering the option that probably makes my friends' stomachs turn, honestly. But I love it. I can't get enough. I'm just like, this is unique and not something I can make at home, so I'm gonna try it here. And that's what cultural exposure does for you. It opens up new avenues and shows you things that maybe previously you didn't even consider might be a real option. And it's great. It opens up new worlds. A long time ago, I wasn't... Whoa. If I fall in that water, I die. Okay, a long time ago, I wasn't the biggest fan of Indian food. I thought that it was all just excess turmeric, and that flavor overwhelmed me, and that it led to a unique bathroom experience, if anything. But then, I had an Indian coworker who brought Indian food sometimes, and it smelled so good. It didn't smell like overwhelming turmeric. And I was like, that makes me curious. I want to see what this is all about. And then I went to an Indian restaurant, and I ordered some Indian food, and I loved it. And I mean, like, my first experience with Indian food was actually on an airline. So that may be just what messed me up, because I wasn't ready for it, and it was just kind of put in front of me, and I was hungry. Well, there we go. Yeah, so I wasn't force-fed, but I was in a situation where I didn't have much other choice, and the food that I was given was very mediocre. Like, I'm not trying to sound ungrateful, but it was not the exposure that was going to make me enjoy something. It was the exposure out of necessity, and it didn't turn out to be that great. And it kind of scared me away from trying again. And my dog is here with her toy. So I'm going to take a quick break and indulge her playtime. She's so active today. It's great. Okay, so yeah, first experience with Indian food was not great. And that kind of scared me away from trying it again. But once I did try it again, and I tried it in an environment where it was designed to be tasty and filling rather than budget and minimal, budget and like acceptable. I learned that my first experience was totally wrong, and it shouldn't be what decides how I feel about this specific thing. And yeah. After that, I love tikka masala, which is, as I've learned, not actually Indian origin. It's Scottish. I also love butter chicken. And there's this word that I don't remember what it's called, but it's like tofu in like a spinach sauce. It's very green and very spiced. But you have that with some garlic naan, and oh my god, like that's a whole meal right there. That by itself could just, it does the job. So yeah, there's that stuff. Back onto Chinese food. I went to a little Taiwanese restaurant one time. I didn't know what to order, and I noticed they had Sichuan-style pork rib, or spare rib, or something like that. And I was like, alright, Sichuan, that's a region in China that is known for spice. I do enjoy me some spice, so let's go. And man, did I go. That sat in my stomach so roughly. But it was delicious. Don't get me wrong, I loved every single bite of it. I couldn't stop eating it, even though my mouth was on fire and my stomach was begging me to stop. Same deal with Thai food. Oh man. I learned to like fish sauce from Vietnamese food. Fish sauce, it's really difficult to get into because the smell just drives most people away. But when you taste it, you realize how much flavor it has and how much it adds to any dish. And when I had my first pad thai, it was made with fish sauce, and I could smell that on it. I could smell it in the whole restaurant, really. I had read reviews on Google for the place that I went to, and it was reviewed by a lot of people with last names that I perceived to be Thai, so I trusted them. And I've never had a pad thai like that again in another place, except one place that I went to over in Seattle, which was amazing. And yeah, alright, let's trade this guy.
Hello? We've got more moonstones.
No, you have not.
What?
Existence is a lie. Sensations are illusions. Possessions are merely visions.
All right, I've got an illusion of some moonstones. I'll trade it for a vision of that hypnomatic part.
You have learned much, young one. Now bring me more moonstones, and riches shall be your reward.
Great, 168,000 bolts for everything that we've collected. Let's take one more dive while I finish up my rant about food equals culture, apparently. But I mean, that's not all. Food is the gateway to culture, I feel. Food is the part of culture that everybody can enjoy together, whether it's a meal or just something. I don't know. I lost the metaphor. But yeah, no, I love good food, and everybody loves good food, and it's super easy to get introduced into a new culture if you have a good example of good food from that culture. And so I highly encourage have a similar mentality. You don't have to believe what I believe. I never want to try to persuade anybody to do what they don't truly believe in. But it helps to approach the world with an open mind. And when you go to a restaurant or a friend's house or whatever, and they have some kind of food that you've never heard of before, it helps to try and to see if maybe that's the kind of food that you would enjoy outside of that experience. And then you meet even more people through that. You go to restaurants that you normally wouldn't go to. You sample foods that you normally wouldn't have access to. And it leaves an impression on people. It makes them think, this person may not be from my culture, but they definitely know how to appreciate it. And that opens doors. It opens opportunities and makes the world a smaller place, which is always nice. When people are too far away, it seems like they're far gone, unreachable. But when you close those gaps and you learn to appreciate what others have to offer, yeah, it just makes the world a less scary place. And yeah, that was my situation with a lot of things. It starts with food, and then when you start learning about what other cultures celebrate, then you take it a step further, and you start to experience the other things that those cultures have to offer. Alright, 39,000 more bolts. Does it tell us how many are left? Nope, just says you need moonstones. Okay, well, we'll come back here and finish up the search later. I think we've wasted enough time here. We need that hypnomatic to get to whatever Angela is hiding for us. So I think we need to go to the next planet to accomplish that. We'll finish up this episode at the next planet. The end of my rant is just that eat food that's unfamiliar. You may be surprised. And then learn more. Investigate the cultures that you enjoy the food from the most, and you may open up even more avenues for yourself. Going to unfamiliar festivals, meeting unfamiliar people, going to unfamiliar places. It's all stemmed from experiencing cultures for yourself in a way that you can relate to. And yeah, that's it. That's my rant. We'll continue in the next episode. Thanks for joining. Hope you have a great day. And thanks for watching. Have a good one. Bye.